Hello, my name is Christopher Bebo, and it's an opportunity to come your way again. Today, I will continue discussing the topic built to last. The emphasis for today will now be surviving and thriving. Surviving and thriving. I will encourage you to go through the previous podcasts. You can find them on Chris Obebo by going to chrisobebo at youtube.com. You find the previous videos there so that you can be able to follow up on the things that we have had the opportunity to bring your way. So let's dive in. Built to last, surviving and thriving. And our anchor text will still be Matthew chapter 7, verses 24 to 25. Matthew chapter 7, verse 24 to 25, where Jesus Christ said, "Therefore, whosoever hears this saying of mine and does them, I will liken him unto a wise man who builds his house on a rock. The rain came, the storms came, the wind came, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. But whoever hears this saying of mine and does not do them, I will liken him unto a foolish person that built his house on the sand. The rain descended, the floods came, the wind blew, and the house fell, and great was the fall of the house." So, in these two scenarios, what made the difference between the house that collapsed when the rain, when the storm, when the wind came, and the one that stood in spite of these same challenges was obedience? Just one word: obedience. Obedience to the sayings of Jesus. Now, these sayings of Jesus are premised on two things: his principles and his person. The sayings of Jesus are premised on two things: his principle and his person. Some people focus on his principle and ignore his person. For some others, they focus on his person and ignore his principles. Nonetheless, an understanding of these two, his person and his principle, and how they work is the key to not only surviving but thriving when the storms, when the rain, and when the wind come. Like I did mention, the rain, the storm, the wind, they represent the challenges of life, and they would come. Some of you have had experiences of yours. Some of you are having your own portion right away. And for some other persons, your appointment with destiny is actually scheduled for a later date. But just let it be settled in your mind that they are going to come. Now, an analysis of some organizations that have not only survived different kinds and levels of challenges, but even thrived through them, revealed adherence to these two things: the principles and the persons of Jesus. They adhere to it one way or the other. Now, is it the Anglican Communion that was established in the 16th century, or Toyota that was established in 1937, or the Methodist Church that was established in the 18th century, or Walt Disney that was established in 1923, or the Assemblies of God Church that was established in 1914, or even International Business Machine (IBM) that was established in 1911, or the Redeemed Christian Church of God established in 1952? These organizations have, in one way or the other, adhered to the principles and the persons of Jesus. Now, these organizations I mentioned, some of them are exclusively profit based, while some are mission based. Nonetheless, a cursory look at how they operate revealed that they were actually structured to be here for a long, long time to come. In other words, they were built to last. Now, let's attempt to see how these organizations, either profit oriented or mission based, were actually structured to stay for a long time to come. Because to build something to last, you need to pay attention to those who have done something similar to what you are doing and glean wisdom. The first thing you can observe about this organization I mentioned, and there are actually many of them. I just mentioned those six or seven or eight, as the case may be, for our learning. They actually have a strong and well structured leadership. They have a strong and well structured leadership. And that's because you cannot build to last if you yourself you have not been built. You cannot give what you don't have. So, Jesus, before he began his earthly ministry at 30 years old, he was seen in the temple at the age of 12 discussing with the teachers and doctors of the law. Age 12. That was actually 18 years before he began his public ministry. And this was where he learned wisdom. 18 years before he began his public ministry, he learned wisdom from there. Now, after learning the principles, his personality now had to endure 40 days and 40 nights of fasting and prayer in the wilderness to combine power with the principles he learned, to combine wisdom with the principles he already learned. And this was the same template he handed down to his disciples. So tell me how such a person would not last. Tell me how an organization that has a well structured leadership development program would not last. That from the point of entry, wherever you are coming from, whatever level you are, there is a well outlined leadership program that will take you from entry level and turn you to an expert if you stay with them, if you remain with them over a period of time. So the next thing we can also note about those organizations is that they actually have a strong brand. These organizations, either as profit oriented or mission based, cannot be mistaken for any other. They have a unique color, they have a unique logo, they have a vision statement, they have a unique brand. They are unique in their own way. They stand out anywhere, anytime, any day. They stand out in speech, they stand out in structure, they stand out in conduct, they stand out in their appearance. I mean, you cannot mistake Toyota for Ford. When you meet someone, for example, who was well rooted in the Methodist church, say you meet the person in another denomination, his identity, that deep rooted Methodist identity, will quickly give the person away, even though you met the person in another location. In Acts chapter 4, verse 13, Acts chapter 4, verse 13, even though Peter and John were unlearned fellows, yet their boldness revealed that they had spent some times with Jesus. To build something that will last, get your brand identity right. The third thing that we can learn from this organization is what I describe as doctrinal stability and adaptability. Doctrinal stability and adaptability. Now, why these organizations have not changed their doctrines or core values, because of course they have doctrines, whether they be church, ministries, and they have core values as organizations, or in both cases. Why they have not changed their doctrines or their core values, yet they have evolved. I'm telling you, they have evolved. And in evolving, they have balanced classical ideals with modern realities. In evolving, they have balanced classical ideas with modern realities. Let me take Coca Cola for example. Coca Cola was created in the year 1886 as a medicinal tonic. Yes, it was for medicinal purpose. But now it has evolved into one of the world's most iconic beverage brand. What was created as a medicinal topic has now evolved into one of the world's most iconic brands. Originally, it was sold at soda fountains. Now, soda fountain was actually a device that you can use to serve carbonated soft drinks in restaurants and fast food. Yes, Coca-Cola now began to bottle their drinks. bottled their product in the year 1889. So from 1886 to 1889, there was no particular package for it. It was just you go, you get yours, and then you go home. You take yours and go. But it was in 1889 that they now started packaging it. 1889. So from the original classic Coca-Cola, that was the original formula. We now have Diet Coke. We have Coca-Cola Energy. We have Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. We have Coca-Cola Light. We have Coca-Cola with flavor. You have caffeine-free cola and many more varieties. You can see how that singular product has evolved from the original classic Coca-Cola formula to the many varieties. Even the mode of serving and packaging it too evolved. Your Coca-Cola can now be served in glass bottles. It can now be served in aluminum cans. It can now be served in what we call PET, that's plastic bottles. It can be served in fountain dispenser. That when you go to eateries, you just take a portion and then you go. It can be served even in mini cans. And even as I speak with you, test is ongoing to have your Coca-Cola served in paper bottles. Yes, to have it served in paper bottles. So they are evolving to becoming eco-friendly. When they are served in paper bottles, it will be easy to recycle them because that's the way the world is going. You can see doctrinal stability and adaptation. This is one of the key that has helped them to survive. One is what? Strong leadership development. The second one is they have a strong brand identity. And the third one is that they have doctrinal stability and adaptability. In subsequent podcasts, I will dwell more on what this organization have done, not only to survive and thrive all these years. God bless you. Thank you for your time.